All right, so in this video, what we're going to do is take a look at soft selection, which is a very easy way of modifying some complex objects, especially if something has, say, a subdivision surface applied to it, or you just want to make it look a little bit more natural and realistic. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to take a look at a few examples here along the way, but let's start with the basics here. Soft selection can be found in any of your move, rotate, or scale tools, though typically the most common one is going to be in move. What you need to do is enable soft selection, and from there, what you will see is kind of a preview of what the soft selection is going to be affecting. So the areas of that are closer to your selection are going to be more influenced whether you move, rotate or scale something. And as you get further away, there's going to be less of an influence. And just to demonstrate this, if I move this up on the y-axis, you will see how the point I had selected moved the most, and then there's a fall off as we get further away. And that fall off can be modified in several different ways. We have surface, which can constrict this to a surface. So if you have like connected objects, say a bunch of cubes that you've connected and deleted, this will restrict it to the actual surface of the object. And you'll see, really not much of a change there other than it did kind of shrink things down just a bit. You also have rubber, which kind of gives this a delay. So you can see how I move this, there's a little bit of a waviness there. Keep in mind though, once you kind of make a soft selection and kind of let go, you're not going to be able to get rid of it by moving something back. So that's where you have to be able to undo. So rubber can be kind of useful here to give us something a little bit more complex. Once again, realistic, natural, something that doesn't look quite as perfect as we might typically get with something computer generated. And if nothing else, if you want to just create maybe some quick rivets, nail heads, this can be an easy way of doing that using the rubber mode. Now, uh, without rubber, the shape is coming from our fall off here. And so that's why when I pulled this up previously, you can see the shape is linear, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So if you do want a different shape, you have a lot of presets here to work with. You have dome, you have bell, you have circle. All right. That can be very helpful. Once again, really quick rivets, nails, that type of thing. Needle, okay. If you have a vertex map applied, you can use that as a soft selection. Or if you choose spline, you can then make your own shape down here. So if you're not happy with the options, you can do something like this. Let's actually turn that down. You can see now I'm able to get, something like almost like a little crater or mountain where there's a divot in the top. So something that might be a lot more difficult if you were having to push and pull the points individually, we can now do very easily with soft selection here. Now, the next part of this, the mode, deals with what it should do if you have multiple areas selected. So if I make a selection of points here, making a selection of points here, you can see if I set this to group, it really does about the same thing. If I do this to center, notice how it centers the soft selection in between those. So instead of using the individual groups, it was using the center. So that can be, another way of working with this. Not sure I've used that at all, but it is there. Okay. We also have the radius. So if you want more uh, points selected or affected by the fall off with the soft selection, you increase the radius. Okay, you can also make it smaller. So depending on the size of your object, that can be very helpful. And then lastly, strength, if you want more or less of this effect. Though really, strength to 100%, just kind of move it less is generally what I would recommend. And that is essentially it for the basics, okay? Let's go ahead and do a couple of things with this, see some examples where we may want to use this. So I'm going to start with a cube here, and I'm going to fillet the edges, make this a bit larger. Really what we're going to be doing here is almost making an ice cube, okay? Now with something like soft selection, the number of edges or segments, points, is really going to be important when it comes to working with soft selection. You don't want too many, okay, because then it can be hard to work with, but you also don't want too few. So There is kind of a Goldilocks zone with that. I think this will be pretty good. I'll make this editable. And then we can go into point mode, which is typically where I'd work with soft selection, but it will work on your other um, modes as well. And kind of come in here and start working with this. So it does retain the settings you had previously. So just keep that in mind. I may want to switch this to, bell, dome, maybe increase the radius a little bit here. I just want to move things a little bit up, a little bit down, just push and pull different areas of this. And by doing so, I'm going to make this look a little bit more realistic, a lot less perfect, since, all the geometry we get or we make right away is perfect. This helps break that up. It can add some irregularity, some imperfections, just make something look a little bit more natural and that we might expect to see in the real world, because not everything is perfectly straight, perfectly aligned, all of that. So without too much work, I now have something that looks a little bit more like an ice cube. Okay, using our soft selection. Another place you may want to use this is, say, on a couch, a chair, when you want to make some changes to the cushions, right? Because I'm not sure what craziness is happening there, but yeah, let's say you want to, make a couch look more realistic. Well, cushions are going to look the exact same when you make them, unless you do something to make them unique, and that's where soft selection could come in. And soft selection does overlap a bit with, say, the FFD, especially when it comes to soft surface seating, like a chair, like a couch, like this. Now, what I wanted to start off with here is that you may notice that the number of points I have is not all that much. So soft selection really isn't doing a whole lot, or I don't have a lot of options there. Now, because I do have it in a subdivision surface, it smooths it out a bit, but this is a case where I may want a little bit more geometry to work with here. And the way I would do that is by selecting, say, all these cushions. And really, I would have been better off doing this before I start pushing and pulling things, but this should still work. Go to Mesh, go to Add, go to Subdivide, and I'll choose these settings here. And I don't think the pattern is going to make a huge difference, whether it's Catmull, Clark, or Loop for this. And I think we'll probably want, well, see what one looks like. Yeah, I think that will be good enough. Can smooth those out now. And now I can come back in here and work with this a little bit more. And I also think I'm going to need to adjust the range a little bit, radius, I'm sorry. So that can help, if we got a little bit of overlap where these cushions overlap, we can fix that. This top cushion here, I may want to come in and, say, move the middle up a little bit. So maybe I select, say, these points, kind of move them so that our pillow more closely follows the contour here, right? Maybe it comes out a little bit. The bottom, it's a little bit more sagged down there because gravity's kind of pulling this out. All these types of little details are easier to do with soft selection than if we were working with points individually. Now, once again, FFD could help with this, or even just subdivision surfaces in general could help. All right, so that came out a bit too far to help with this type of thing, but there's definitely a place for soft selection in this type of model. Okay, and you can just go cushion by cushion, making each one just a little bit different. That way, it doesn't look the exact same, because even a brand new couch, each cushion is going to be just a little bit different depending on how it was packaged, how it was shipped, you know, all that good stuff. So just mixing things up ever so much, ever so slightly, I should say, to make something look a little bit more natural, a little bit more realistic. All right, and I think that will just about do it for soft selection. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If there's anything else you would like to see, please let me know. And until next time, take care.